Have you ever looked into your dog's eyes and felt like they were trying to tell you something? Not with words, but with a look, a posture, or subtle actions we often overlook. Then, one day, something happens. An illness, a late diagnosis, a moment when you wish you had noticed the signs earlier. I know that feeling, the guilt, the helplessness, the pain of thinking, if only I had paid more attention. Today's video is for you, the dog lover, the one who always wants the best for their furry friend. We're going to explore 13 warning signs that dogs often send out silently when something is wrong with their health. Some may seem subtle, but others may be their final cry for help before it's too late. And especially, sign number 11 is one that most owners miss until the damage is already done. If you've ever felt worried, uneasy, or simply want to make sure you're not missing something important, stay until the end of this video. Because one small thing you learn today could save the life of the one you love most. Let's begin with the first sign, a small sound that, once you truly hear it, you'll never ignore it again. There's a certain sound many think is cute or just their dog begging for attention. It's the soft whimper or cry, but if you really listen, you might notice a kind of sorrow in it. When a dog suddenly whimpers, almost sharply like being poked with a pin, it's often a sign of real physical pain. It could be inflammation, an internal injury, or even a sharp object they stepped on without you realizing. But if the whimpering continues in a weak, repetitive way, it could be a silent plea for help due to stress, depression, or fear. One owner once told me, "I thought she was just being needy until she curled up from pain, and I realized how wrong I was." If you just listen closely enough, you'll hear them say, "Please, notice me." But sometimes, dogs don't make a sound. They use actions. One of the most unusual, yet most important, behaviors is when a dog keeps licking one specific spot on their body. Not to clean, not out of habit, but because something there is irritating, painful, or worrying them. Some dogs lick until the skin breaks and bleeds, and owners never realize it, until a vet finds a growing tumor in that exact spot. Never ignore a repetitive behavior, because for dogs, that might be their only way to express a pain no one else can see. When the pain goes deeper, or when there's a digestive issue, you'll see changes in how they eat. Sometimes they stop eating, turn away from food, or just hold it in their mouth and drop it. Other times, they eat like they're starving. Both are red flags. One dog refused food for 2 days because of a twisted gut, and without fast treatment, it could have led to internal damage. Another kept eating nonstop but lost weight due to a thyroid disorder. If your dog's appetite shifts suddenly, it's not just picky behavior. It's a silent SOS from their body. And then, there are the terrifying sounds, labored breathing, wheezing, or soft rasping even when lying still. If your dog breathes through their mouth while resting, especially if their tongue or gums change color, go to the vet immediately. I once saw a pug almost pass out from overheating, but the family thought he was just panting from the heat. What's heartbreaking is that many people don't realize dogs can suffer from respiratory failure, lung allergies, or fluid in the lungs. If your dog's breathing sounds different, treat it like a blaring alarm. What's even more frightening is when your dog makes no sound, doesn't breathe heavily, but quietly hides in a corner. You call, and they don't come. You offer food, and they're uninterested. You touch them, and they flinch away. They're not mad at you. They're not being lazy. They're going through something inside and don't know how to share it. Dogs instinctively hide pain, because in nature, the weak are left behind. So when a dog hides in the dark, that's a final cry for help. Please don't pretend I'm okay. I'm not. Then, there are times when your dog walks off balance, staggering, wobbling, or limping without any known injury. Some owners think it's a game or just temporary numbness, but no. It might be arthritis, a pinched nerve, or even early signs of paralysis. One client said, "She was walking funny for days, then just collapsed. I'll regret thinking she was playing for the rest of my life." A dog's legs are messengers of health. If they change, something serious may be going on inside. When the immune system gets overwhelmed, you'll see it clearly: vomiting, diarrhea, bloating, abdominal pain. Some people assume it's just bad food and let it pass. But if there's blood, if it smells foul or lasts over a day, that's a red alert. Infections, internal bleeding, or a swallowed object could be to blame. One dog had inflamed intestines from a tiny bone fragment. Another vomited yellow due to pancreatitis. A little carelessness on our part can cost our dogs days of silent suffering. And sometimes the signs are so subtle, like your dog not reacting to their name. Imagine this. Before, one call of buddy, and they came running, tail wagging. Now, they just lie there, eyes blank, no response. Many assume their dog is sulking or tired, but this might be early canine depression, emotional detachment, or even the first signs of neurological decline. When a dog no longer responds to the voice they love most, something heavy is weighing on their soul. If your dog starts trembling, not from cold, not from loud noises, don't brush it off. Shivering can be a severe physical or neurological symptom. It could mean sharp abdominal pain, oncoming seizures, or even poisoning you didn't know happened. One dog trembled violently from a bee sting on her belly, but her owner thought she was scared of the vacuum. That trembling isn't just a reflex. It's an emergency siren from inside. Sleeping habits also tell you a lot. If your dog shifts from curling up to stretching rigidly or turning their back outward, don't assume it's comfort. It's often their body's way of avoiding pressure on a painful spot. One dog couldn't lie on her left side due to intestinal pain. Another, with liver disease, slept face down in one position only. Pay attention, just a little, and you'll see your dog's sleep is no longer peaceful, but a silent struggle with unseen pain. One of the most alarming signs few notice is when a dog starts pressing their head against walls, floors, or hard objects. They're not scratching. They're applying pressure to relieve pain, often from brain inflammation, nerve damage, or a brain tumor. One owner thought her dog was being silly until he collapsed from internal bleeding. Just one strange behavior can be the final warning before their body gives up. Watch how your dog sits. If they frequently sit lopsided, lean to one side, or arch their back unusually, there's a high chance they're dealing with spinal pain, joint degeneration, or sciatica. Some dogs sit as if afraid to touch their hips, because every sit sends pain up their spine. Dogs hide pain well, but posture doesn't lie. If their sitting changes, something inside them is out of balance. And finally, sometimes your dog doesn't hide, doesn't whimper, doesn't tremble, but quietly isolates themselves from other pets. They used to run with the cat, play with the other dogs. Now they stand back, withdrawn, not wanting to be near anyone. This could be a sign of psychological distress, nervous system decline, or chronic depression. When a dog starts withdrawing from their family, they don't need comfort. They need someone to understand. Someone to say, "You're not okay," and I see it. Every little action, every subtle change, could be a cry for help your dog has been trying to send all along. Maybe you never noticed. Maybe you thought, it's probably nothing. But today, now you know. And just by paying a little more attention, listening a little more closely, you could become the silent hero in your dog's life. If this video helped you realize something, please share it with fellow dog lovers. And if you want to keep learning how to truly hear what dogs are saying, subscribe to the channel today. Because next week, I'll share a story that might change the way you care for your dog forever. Dogs don't speak, but you can understand if you choose to listen.